$1,000 penalty for jumping off the cargo lift. You gonna penalize me for dying? And
but in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, this is the story of a man named Stanley.
Hello, Stanley.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427.
All right.
Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year.
That sucks.
Others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
Hey, I mean, as long as you're happy, Stanley, it's okay.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Oh shit. Oh, I gotta move. Okay, so this is my first time recording in like it had to be like 3-4 months, y'all. That Uno video, bro, that shit been sitting in the rafters for like I don't know how long, for about that long, pretty much. But we here playing Stanley Parable. I know this is a very old game, 2013. I hate Mondays. This old Garfield ass mug, you know. I like the vibe of this though. But man, yeah, this is my first time playing this. Really, I just heard about the game.
Co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Yeah, I guess so. Let me. Oh, you hate Mondays too. Okay.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Who farted? Okay, bro. This some 2013. You know what? This speaks for the time. It absolutely does. Other than that, you know, we here with it. We're just gonna get straight into it. Obviously, can you tell I ain't commentate in the middle? I don't know what to talk about, y'all. I never know what to talk about. I really just be chatting. Hopefully I'm not missing something. Oh, okay. X. I hear something is happening. Okay. Oh, I could check stuff. Okay. This is all locked. Open up. Hello. Hey. Who's here? Nobody. Just me. Stanley. All alone in my thoughts.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I kind of want to ignore him. I'm gonna just follow the rules. I'm gonna assume that we get 2 different choices though. My fault. I think I was hearing something in real life, but I couldn't tell if it was a game, and I was so concerned, bro. I got scared a little bit. I'm like,
of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Everyone is unique. You most of all. I don't know, bro, because everybody had a lot of the same things, you know. Graphs about things plus money, more money, happy feelings. Violet, James, you are fired. Oh damn! Y'all said it's all about the money. That's insane. That's really how these jobs are. I ain't gonna lie to you. Monetize, free to play. Damn, they was on it, bro. They was on it. They was ahead of the time. They knew where the state of the gaming climate was going. Oh, I can go in here.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
I don't believe that, narrator man. Okay.
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
I don't believe that. There's something in here, and I'm gonna find it.
It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way.
So,
As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
man, where he at? Because I want to swing on him now. Now.
Are you really still in the broom closet?
Yes.
Standing around doing nothing?
I'm
Please offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused.
I'm trying to talk to you. You keep cutting me off. Golly. I want to see if you say something else.
You realize there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out.
But
It
what?
didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever.
Then why are you still telling me?
Thought to see
All right,
its
shut
own
up.
branching path.
I'm out. I'm out the broom closet. He's still talking.
Talk about this with your friend, you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favorite." I hope your friends find this concerning.
You think you gonna get some bitches on your dick with that nigga? Damn, I left.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I'm gonna ignore you now. That's how I'm feeling today. I don't want to. Why is red down here, y'all?
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished. His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all. None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. "I'm dreaming!" he yelled. "This is all a dream." Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life.
Oh, got the Zani.
Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that?
Nigga,
this
the
voice
voice
was a part of himself too, surely.
The voice is chatting,
if
bro.
He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up.
Okay.
He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
And I'm back exactly where I was.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
I had to immerse y'all a little bit with the camera shake. Sorry. It was like he was screaming.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Okay. Story
Mariella
change.
woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day, the very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
What the fuck? Am I am I more what? The end
Stanley
is
decided to
never.
go to the
This shit is gonna be like an endless loop. That's what the thing was just saying, bro. Alright, what if I go through the right door this time? Or do I just obey him completely? I'm gonna obey him this time and see.
Stanley came to a set of
Yada 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 yada. I'm gonna go to the left. Bro, this nigga went crazy. Start yelling, running down the street. Imagine just seeing that and a nigga just fall out. Like, what do you do in that situation?
There was not a single
Nobody
person
caught the
there.
ambulance on him. She said it made him feel better. It made her feel better, excuse me.
Going to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Okay, time to go to the big boss. Big boss, of course, you got one of these. Executive bathroom. Nigga be taking executive shits. I've got the feeling money's for stealing, but not yours, of course. So that's a lovely purse. Yeah. A nice ass bathroom, ain't it? Take a nice cozy dookie in here. Let me stop y'all. Why this door didn't? Oh, okay. I was about to say, why this door ain't closed? Business. What is the business strategy here? Why is the panda being held at gunpoint? What did he do? I don't know, bro. Let me go over here and go see real quick. I don't want to leave just
Stepping
yet.
into his manager's office, Stanley was
Am I
once
closed
again
off from it now?
stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known
I was
this.
about to say what? Bro, it's so wonky.
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Okay. Bro, it's all a simulation. So bro like decided to disobey everything that he knew. And he was renounced crazy for stepping out what was considered the norm, correct? That's what I'm getting so far from this.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar.
But
There was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
damn, y'all might want to get that fixed. Put in a work order for that one. That's a little unsafe, ain't it?
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Bro, I don't even know what's real and what. I mean, I don't know. We're gonna get to the bottom of this first. I don't even know what's real and what ain't real in this game, honestly.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Shit, you done made it this far, Stanley.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
528. Fired. Some of them, that one got shut down. What the fuck, yo?
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
He about to get terminated.
No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Hell yeah, Stanley, break the system, fight the power. Is it up there? Is that how I dismantle it? What is that? What I just do? Oh, now this nigga don't know nothing, y'all. Now he don't want to talk. All right, bro. Okay, I can't even go up there. I was gonna go up there. Now is a good time. Like, now he don't want to be helpful. Like, y'all see this dude, bro? Mind controls, idle, awaiting input.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
Turn this off, though. Would that mean I cease to exist?
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his.
That's right, Stanley.
That was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
This can't be it, though.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Beat the game. Was that actually oh, that was the actual ending? Oh, word. Nice. Hey, bro, that ending hit home, because I ain't gonna lie, that's exactly where your boy wants to be at in life, dude. Like, that's how it be feeling. Like, if for the ones who work a 9 to 5, bro, like, if you happy with it, fine. That's cool. That's cool. It's nothing wrong with that. But man, when you not like 100% happy, like, and the work don't even be bad a lot of the times, but it's just like, it just drains you. You feel me? You know, you could be doing something more, you know, something that you want to do, you know, something that's going to impact the world, you know, whatever the case may be. And that's where I want to be at. And that's what I'm trying to get to. And just seeing my boy Stanley do that, I messed with that, bro.
When Stanley came to a set of two
I'm gonna go to the right this
door,
time, though.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
For sure.
Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Drinking it. Can I get a bro, can I get a Coca-Cola or something? Pepsi? Hello? I see you got a little a Sprite Sprite Zero in here.
In the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
Nigga, don't you see me trying to get a Sprite Zero? Golly, I'm trying to get my health on.
At this point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality.
I'm so tired of it.
It's possible that this is why everyone left.
That's a coffee nut. Hey, yo. Let me stop.
But at last, he
golly, shut.
Room and took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
Suck my dick, bro.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Look at all of this open, all these different areas, and you mean to tell me you don't want me to see this, Mr. Narrator, man? Are you in cahoots? Are you the boss? Are you the one who's mind controlling me? Is that why you're talking to me right now? Huh? $1,000 penalty for jumping off the cargo lift. You gonna penalize me for dying? And
but in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do.
You know, come to think about it, I don't. I was about to say there's no use to this room.
On the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really. I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about.
He's talking to me now.
Stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me. I'm asking for her.
For her? Hold on. Hold on.
Stanley, your chance to redeem yourself, to put your work aside, to let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Your wife? Bro, he's talking to me now. He was narrating Stanley's life, but now he's talking to Stanley.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this, to reach out to her. If you can truly play...
I'm sorry. I wanted to pick up the phone. Hello?
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right.
Even your apartment is the same?
Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something.
Nigga,
Come inside.
fuck
Let me
you.
show you what's really going on here.
No.
Sorry, but you're in my story now.
I hate this nigga, dude. I'm talking to you crazy from now on. I knew it was something about you when I was talking to you at the beginning. I hate him. Bald ass. Nah, I ain't even gonna say. Good morning, employee 427. I'm hitting X. Nigga, what you gonna do about it? What you gonna do about it? What you gonna do about it? Oh, I gotta. That's a trophy.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
I guess I got it.
There, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life.
He said, look at him pushing buttons. Just as he told him, man, I swear to God. Boy, if it wasn't for trying to get this different ending.
But in his mind, he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful. And each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
Can I at least go to bed, dude? Where's the TV? Oh.
And so he began to fantasize about his own job.
Why did the TV just disappear? It's a clock.
He stepped up from his desk.
He fantasizing about work.
All of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly.
Spend time with the boys.
So he went further. He imagined that he came to two open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold. As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable. It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time. But there is no answer. How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one. And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it. You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself?
Now I didn't hit the button. All right, I guess I gotta hit it now at this point.
I suppose I can't, not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again.
Please die.
And I tried again. And Stanley pushed a button. And I tried.
Oh, golly, bro. That was definitely the most depressing ending out of all of them. That guy was a douchebag, wasn't he? And we're gonna go this way instead. So next time, next play go around, we're gonna go back that way, and then we're gonna have to hit that escape route. Wait. Here we go. Wait, can we go up and down? Hey, 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 hey. Feeling it. Stanley Parable. This shit is terrible. No, it's not. The narrator is. He talking some shit. He all of my dead. Pause. I'm tired of his shit. He is a bitch, to me. Bro, why is this elevator so long, bro? All right. So
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door.
We gonna go to the left this time.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
All right, let's see. Is it just gonna be, I don't know.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
For sure.
At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward.
Absolutely.
And willingly confront his death.
Absolutely. What? All right, that was it. Oh. Oh. Pump fake.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, it reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever.
Oh, this is very violent.
Stanley
Never mind, it
can't see
wasn't a
the
pump
bigger
fake.
picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Alrighty.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Oh.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish? When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Bruh. This game is wild, bro. Why have I never been on this shit? Why have I never heard about this? Look at this, yo. Look at the little baby office layout. The blueprint shows the office from the beginning of the game. The path of Stanley's office to the two doors was the first part of the game that was built. Sections have been added and altered throughout development through the core layout remains almost identical to the first iteration of the game. Oh, is this like they given production of the game? Oh, that's kind of crazy. Nah, this game is wild. Corridor. The pacing of this opening session was important to get right. This corridor has been removed and altered to make sure the player reaches two doors in a good time. Oh my gosh. Nah, bro. Was I supposed to do something with them buttons? Got the credits over here. This is really fire how they turn all of the assets and all that into a museum and whatnot. Narration outtakes. Kevin Brighting, the voice of the narrator, recorded dialogue for the game entire game roughly 3 separate times over 2 years of development. These are clips from early takes that were not used in the final game. Damn, this is a very creative way that they did this, bro. Oh my gosh, you could tell, bro. Like, although like they put a lot of work into this and it probably was a lot of hiccups, as they said, a lot of outtakes and whatnot. Bro, nigga, you could tell they had fun with this joint. This was the very first incarnation of the freedom ending, the game's alpha. Oh my goodness. Okay, we didn't bend this way already.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
Man.
Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail.
Turn off your PlayStation. There's no other way to beat this game.
As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let...
This shit is deep. All right, y'all. Hey, that's gonna do it for today's video, man. And that was the Stanley Parable, man. I really enjoyed my time. That was a really great game. I could see why this was very popular for a while. My thoughts, bro. Man, my mind is yeah, it's fucked. I ain't gonna lie to you. It was so much to take in. It was like, bro, at the end of the day, what I got from it, bro, do you. Do what makes you happy. Be you. That's moral of the story. That's always what it's gonna be. Be the best version that you can. That's what I try to preach every time I get on here, you feel me? But hey, that's gonna do it for today's video, man. I probably said that already, to be honest with you. But hey, if you liked anything, found anything funny, please do go ahead and hit that like button, because it does help your boy out greatly, man. And sub up if you want to see any more of these videos, man. Join me on this journey. You know, we're gonna be doing great things. Hey, Spider-Man coming soon. We're gonna be on that one, man. I got it pre-ordered. I'm ready. That's number one priority. I'm ready to see. Hey, I'm gonna catch y'all boys in the next one. Peace.